In the heart of Africa, the Congo River snakes along for nearly 4,700 kilometers. It flows through one of the densest and most mysterious ecosystems on the planet. Along both of its banks, the tropical rainforest rises like gigantic green walls. There, sunlight barely manages to reach the ground in thin, cold strips. In that gloom, life is never still. The leopard hides among trunks and vines, its golden eyes watching every small movement under the canopy. An adult can weigh more than 60 kilograms, strong enough to drag its prey to the top of a tree and disappear in silence. Below the water's surface, crocodiles remain motionless like rotting logs. With a length that can exceed 5 meters, they only need one bite at the exact moment. They can transform a calm river into an instant of life or death. Welcome to Wild Congo, gorillas and predators in the most dangerous jungle. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to motivate us to keep creating quality content. Don't forget to comment below with your thoughts on the video and tell us where you're watching from so we can chat together. Let's begin. When dawn still covers the Congo swamps with a layer of grey mist, the water's surface remains almost motionless. The reeds grow thick like green walls. Under the floating carpet of aquatic plants, fish and frogs glide silently through the shallow waters. A large bird remains motionless in the middle of the swamp. It stands as straight as a dead log and as cold as a statue abandoned for centuries. It is the shoebill, one of the strangest birds in Central Africa. It can measure between 1.1 and 1.4 meters in height and reach a wingspan of nearly 2.5 meters. What makes it unsettling is its enormous beak, about 20 centimeters long. It is wide, heavy, and curved like an ancient wooden shoe. Its bluish-grey plumage and motionless posture make it look like a creature from prehistory. The shoebill does not hunt with speed, but with absolute patience. It can remain still for dozens of minutes without blinking. It waits until its prey completely forgets its presence. Under the murky water, a lungfish glides slowly through the mud. The shoebill barely lowers its head without making a sound or warning. Then, in a single instant, its neck lunges forward and its wings spread. Its enormous beak falls over the water like a trap snapping shut. The fish writhes inside the beak, but it has almost no chance of escape. The shoebill squeezes and shakes forcefully to dominate its prey. Then it swallows it in the heavy silence of the swamp. Just seconds later, the surface becomes smooth again. It is this contrast that makes the shoebill fearsome. It can remain as still as a shadow and suddenly become a predator of absolute precision. In this ecosystem, it occupies the role of a top-level hunter. It feeds on large fish, water snakes, and lizards. Its presence indicates that the swamp is still quiet enough and rich in food. In the heart of the Congo, the shoebill does not need roars to impose its dominance. It only needs to wait and allow the swamp to bring the prey to its beak. When the grey shadow of this bird disappears among the reeds, silence occupies everything once again. In the Congo, sometimes the most dangerous thing is that which does not move. Located within the Congo River Basin in Central Africa, the Congo rainforest is one of the largest and most mysterious jungles on the planet. Spanning more than 500 million acres, the Congo jungle resembles an endless green ocean under the tropical sky. It is known as the green lung of Africa, storing 30 billion tons of carbon. It helps cool the planet's burning breath and extends across 6 African countries. It covers 60% of the territory of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It acts as a living shield protecting life, as the heartbeat of wild nature, and as a natural treasure that has not yet been fully explored. Here, trees rise between 40 and 50 meters toward the sky, forming a lush green canopy that shelters the ground lying below. More than 10,000 plant species thrive in this jungle. 30% of them are endemic, impossible to find anywhere else on Earth. Between dense trunks and tangled vegetation, the leopard dominates the lowland forests of northeastern Congo as a supreme predator. With a compact but muscular body, this large cat is perfectly adapted to move with agility among the tall trees and over the forest floor. It can launch surprise attacks with absolute precision. Its extraordinary climbing ability allows it to avoid dangerous enemies and set ambushes from the heights. As an extremely versatile predator, the leopard can hunt almost anything. It hunts everything from small monkeys and duikers to birds and even fish. The leopard is a master of the art of ambush. It moves in silence under the protection of darkness, using the trees and dense undergrowth as perfect camouflage. It launches a lightning attack from behind or from above. With its sharp claws and explosive strength, it brings down its prey in a matter of seconds. With a single bite to the neck, the hunt ends in silence. But the leopard does not stop there. It quickly climbs a tree, carrying the body of its prey with it to hide it from other predators, such as hyenas or rival leopards. From the low jungles of the Congo, the terrain begins to rise toward the east, where the Virunga mountain range remains shrouded in mist and damp moss. Cold descends from the slopes of ancient volcanoes. The morning light does not fall directly on the forest, but dissolves into thin layers through the soaked canopy. In that deep and silent space, an enormous dark shadow slowly appears behind the bushes. It is the mountain gorilla, the gentle giant of Virunga. An adult silverback male can weigh more than 150 kilograms, with a broad chest and long, powerful arms. It possesses a thick coat that helps it conserve heat in the cold and humid mountain climate. In that body, strength is not a demonstration of violence, but the result of millions of years of evolution. It is a gift that the Creator granted to the mountains and jungles of the Congo. It has muscles to protect, hands to guide, and instinct to preserve the life that follows behind it. Although it possesses immense strength, the mountain gorilla is not a predator. Most of its life is spent at a leisurely pace, feeding on tender leaves, soft stems, and bamboo shoots. Gorillas search for roots and rest among the dense vegetation. A group of gorillas moves like a family. The silverback male occupies the center of the group, guiding, observing, and protecting everyone. Around him are the adult females, young individuals, and infants close to their mothers. Then, the forest suddenly changes. A strange sound emerges from the bushes ahead, and the whole group stops. The infants take refuge with their mothers. The silverback male stands up, and his enormous figure is revealed in the mist. He emits a deep grunt, breaks a large branch, and beats his chest forcefully. The sound echoes through the mountain like an ancestral drum. He takes a few steps to mark a border that no one should cross. In that instant, calm is transformed into primal force, created not to destroy, but to protect the family. When the danger passes, the slow rhythm of life returns. The group continues feeding among the damp bushes while their footprints remain in the forest. Small paths open through the vegetation, and droppings that return nutrients to the soil maintain life. They transport seeds to new locations and help regenerate the Virunga forest. In the heart of the Congo, the mountain gorilla represents the greatness of evolutionary force under a serene appearance. The greatest power of nature is not always found in the pursuit or in dominance. Sometimes it is found in the moment when a silverback male interposes himself against danger. Thus, the next generation of the ancient forest still has a chance to grow. Toward the east of the Congo rainforest ecosystem lie the eastern Congo swamp forests. It is a land of permanent wetlands where life prospers to the rhythm of every breath of the ancient forest. At an altitude of between 400 and 500 meters, the largest tributaries of the Congo River meander through the Stanley Falls near Kisangani. They feed these lush swamp forests. With annual rainfall exceeding 2,000 millimeters, the air here is dense, humid, and stifling. There is no clearly defined dry season, only endless humidity where water becomes the vital artery of the land. The eastern Congo swamp forests are home to wild species that live hidden in the silence. This region functions as a refuge for rare reptiles, amphibians, and primates. The calls of water birds echo through the thick canopy. Life in this forest is a perfect balance, where each plant and each animal plays an essential role. Among the tall trees of the eastern Congo swamps, the Angolan colobus moves elegantly through the canopy. With its striking black and white coat, this primate is known as the Angolan black and white colobus. Lacking a thumb, the Angolan colobus has evolved perfectly for climbing among dense branches. There it spends most of its time searching for food. The Angolan colobus is a specialized herbivore with a diet based mainly on leaves, bark, and young shoots. Fruit represents only a secondary source of food. In the swampy areas, it depends on fiber-rich leaves, which are less nutritious due to the scarcity of fruits. It has a special preference for trees of the Fabaceae and Moraceae families. Thanks to its stomach, divided into several chambers, it can digest leaves containing tannins and mild toxins. This allows it to survive in this challenging environment. When faced with a predator, the Angolan colobus relies on its agility, moving quickly through the treetops. The loud calls of the adult males act as alarm signals. It rarely descends to the ground to avoid danger. The Angolan colobus is an indispensable part of the dynamic landscape of the Congo swamps and wetlands. In the heart of the Congo Basin, where rivers wind through the jungle like silver threads, Salonga National Park appears as a green fortress. There are no easy paths leading to its heart. Many areas can only be reached by boat, following the river arms and crossing murky waters. The fragments of primary forest are so dense that even daylight seems to fade out. With an area of approximately 33,500 square kilometers, Salonga is the largest tropical rainforest national park in Africa. It is even larger than Belgium. About 95% of its landscape remains covered by forest, forming one of the rarest intact tropical regions still surviving. UNESCO recognized Salonga as a World Heritage Site in 1984. Salonga protects an exceptional biological treasure: forest elephants, Congo peacocks, and African slender-snouted crocodiles. It also protects a primate that only exists in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the bonobo. In the shadow of the Salonga forest, bonobos move smoothly among the branches, almost merging with the layer of green leaves. They are smaller and more slender than common chimpanzees. They have dark faces, deep eyes, long arms, and a flexible way of moving both on the ground and among the trees. The bonobo shares approximately 98.7% of our DNA. What sets the bonobo apart is found in the way it builds its society. While chimpanzees are noted for competition between males, bonobo life is defined by bonds between females. Adult females form solid relationships that help stabilize the group, reduce conflict, and protect the young. That cooperation becomes an extraordinarily refined survival strategy. One morning, the group of bonobos stops under a tree laden with fruit. The sound of moving leaves and of infants calling to their mothers mixes in the humidity of the forest. An adult female reaches out to take a fruit, chews slowly, and then moves to another branch. Her infant remains clung to her side, learning to choose food. The little one learns to recognize alarm signals and to read the group's small social messages. Bonobos feed mainly on fruits, tender leaves, and soft stems. They also supplement their diet with seeds, insects, and occasionally small sources of animal food. Each day they can travel several kilometers in search of fruiting trees. They connect distant areas of the forest through invisible roots among the foliage. The bonobo's role in Salonga goes far beyond its peaceful appearance. By eating fruits and dispersing seeds elsewhere, they become the forest's silent sowers. They help many tree species to expand and regenerate. Their movement routes contribute to connecting different fragments of habitat. Their presence proves that the forest is still rich enough to sustain a large primate. However, as of 2025, the bonobo remains one of the Congo's most fragile symbols. The wild population could be reduced to about 15,000 or 20,000 individuals. Recent studies estimate that between 8,000 and 18,000 adult bonobos live in Salonga alone. This makes the park one of their most important strongholds on Earth. In the middle of the Salonga forest, the bonobo does not dominate with fangs or brutal force. It survives thanks to memory, social relationships, and cooperation. Its ability to read the rhythm of the jungle is fundamental. Each call that echoes under the canopy is a reminder that life is maintained thanks to communities capable of uniting. Sharing and sowing the future of the forest once again is the essence of their existence in the heart of the Congo. On the other side of the immense Congo River, where the northern and eastern forests remain submerged under a thick shadow of leaves, the morning does not begin in silence. From deep within the canopy, a cry resounds and is soon answered by shrieks, roars, and sharp thuds against trunks. It is the sound of the chimpanzee, the wild brother of the human being, a species of primate that possesses keen intelligence, a complex social life, and the fierce survival instinct of the ancient jungle. The chimpanzee possesses a compact but powerful body, long arms, flexible hands, and a dark black coat that allows it to merge with the forest shadows. An adult usually weighs between 40 and 60 kilograms, but its true strength does not lie solely in muscles. It is in its memory, in its capacity to learn, cooperate, and use tools. In the Congo forests, a branch can become a rod to extract termites, and a stone can serve to crack nuts. A call emitted at the right moment can cause the whole group to change direction. Beside a damp termite mound, a female chimpanzee sits observing. She picks a twig, strips the leaves with her teeth, and inserts it deep into the nest. A few seconds later, she withdraws it, covered with termites clinging to the tip. Beside her, an infant watches every movement with attention. For chimpanzees, survival depends not only on innate instinct, but also on learned skills, remembered and transmitted from generation to generation. But the calm changes quickly. In the treetops, a group of small monkeys has just entered their field of vision. The male chimpanzees fall silent immediately. One circles from one side, another positions himself lower down, while the others push the prey toward a narrow area of the canopy. The hunt does not begin with a roar, but with silent coordination. A monkey, seized by panic, jumps onto a thin branch. At that same instant, the chimpanzee lunges, its long arms extend, branches shake violently, and screams tear through the canopy. In just a few seconds, the prey is dragged down among the excited howls of the group. That moment reveals the wilder side of the chimpanzee. They can care for their young, cooperate, and console their companions. But they also know how to hunt, compete, and assert their hierarchy through force. Meat is a valuable food, but it is much more than that. It becomes a social tool that determines who receives a portion, who is left out, and who occupies a high position within the group. In the Congo ecosystem, the chimpanzee is both a frugivore and an opportunistic hunter. By eating fruits and moving through the forest, it transports seeds to new areas, aiding in the regeneration of the jungle. When it hunts smaller species, it also participates in the regulation of the canopy food chain. In the heart of the Congo, the chimpanzee appears as an image both familiar and strange to human beings. In its eyes, there is memory, vigilance, learning capacity, and the primal force of nature. When its cries gradually fade into the depth of the forest, the Congo River continues to flow as an ancient border of evolution. This wild brother continues to fight every day to preserve its territory and its own life. At the western edge of the Congo Basin, the ground almost never dries out completely. Rain falls during many seasons. Vines wrap around ancient trunks, and the wide evergreen canopy blocks the sunlight. This is the world of the humid jungle, where even the slightest sound under the leaf litter can announce that life is moving. In that forest shadow, the mandrill appears as one of Africa's most striking primates. It is the largest monkey among the Old World monkeys, and adult males can weigh between 32 and 54 kilograms. Its robust body, broad shoulders, and dark coat help it blend in with the forest floor. But its face shines like a living signal. The blue nasal bridge, the red sides of the nose, and the brightly coloured buttocks reflect its health, age, and position within the group. Mandrills live in complex communities. Small groups can join together to form huge groupings called hordes, which sometimes reach hundreds of individuals. In exceptional records, they can exceed 1,200 specimens. When the entire horde advances through the forest, the ground seems to wake up. The females and infants stay inside the group, while the large males remain at a certain distance on the edges. They feed on fruits, seeds, fungi, roots, and insects. But the Congo is not just made up of lowlands. Toward the east, the Rwenzori Range, the legendary Mountains of the Moon, rises between the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Uganda. Margarita Peak reaches 5,109 meters and is one of the highest summits in Africa. From the bases of the mountains to the heights, ecosystems change constantly. Rwenzori is not a volcanic chain like Virunga, but an ancient massif raised by tectonic movements. In those mountainous and humid forests, Lahust's monkeys move like small dark shadows. They have a white beard that stands out under the chin. Their dark coat allows them to disappear among the forest shadows, while the white beard makes their face stand out. They search for food both in the trees and on the ground, consuming fruits, tender leaves, fungi, and seeds. When danger appears, the whole forest changes rhythm. A leopard's shadow glides through the lower levels, or a crowned eagle circles over a clearing high above. The male Lahust's monkey immediately emits a brief alarm call. The infants stick to their mothers. The whole group jumps toward the high branches and disappears among the leaves in a matter of seconds. In this place, survival depends on hearing the right signal and never separating from the group. The Congo proves that primates are essential links in the ancient jungle. They disperse seeds, stir the soil, and sustain the predators. In their calls, one hears the ancestral pulse of the entire Central African forest. When the morning mist is still trapped in the high layers of the Congo rainforest, the forest wakes up with barely perceptible sounds. Water dripping from leaves to the ground and insects buzzing in the humid shade. The dull thud of a ripe fruit falling somewhere among moss-covered trunks is heard, high above, where light only manages to filter through in thin strips. A flash of colour suddenly crosses the foliage. It is the turaco, a forest bird as bright as a fragment of blue sky trapped in the middle of an ocean of trees. The Turako does not dominate the jungle with claws or roars. It is an inhabitant of the canopy, where vines, wild fruits, and intertwined branches form a world suspended above the ground. Its plumage usually shines with green, bluish, or emerald tones. It changes according to the angle of light, like leaves after rain. The crest erect on its head, the long tail, and its firm feet allow it to move with agility through damp branches. The Turako does not need to fly great distances. It lives through precise jumps, short flights, and the ability to disappear behind a curtain of leaves. In the morning, when the fruits are still covered in dew, the Turako begins to feed. It tilts its head to observe the ripe clusters and uses its beak to pluck fruits. Each time it swallows a forest fruit, it not only feeds itself, but also transports seeds through the canopy. Those seeds fall on the damp earth or among decomposing roots. Thus starts a new cycle of life for the Congo jungle. But that beauty does not keep it safe. A dark shadow suddenly glides through the trees. The crowned eagle is hunting. The whole forest seems to hold its breath. The Turako stops instantly on a branch and presses its body to the foliage. The Turako's role in the ecosystem is found in those movements that seem small. It disperses seeds, helps regenerate the trees, and is part of the food chain for predators. When its hoarse call echoes through the morning mist, the Congo appears not just as a land of fangs. It is the place where a bird of intense colors can carry the future of the entire forest with it. When a faint light pierces the thick canopy of the Congo jungle, the forest floor remains submerged in humidity. There, where roots emerge like ancient veins, a reddish shadow appears in silence. It is the red river hog, a hardy inhabitant of the lower levels of the tropical rainforest. With its reddish-brown coat and its ears with white tufts, it was born to live near the ground. Its sensitive snout works as an exploration tool, pushing and digging relentlessly into the damp humus. It searches for tubers, fallen fruits, insects, or small animal remains. It is not a picky animal with food. Precisely that flexibility allows it to survive in a jungle where resources change with each rainy season. One afternoon, the herd approaches the edge of a dry stream. The adults lower their heads and root in the mud, while the piglets stay close behind them. By digging the forest floor, it mixes dead leaves with the earth and uncovers seeds. It offers many sprouts the opportunity to germinate. When it eats fruits and then moves through the jungle, it contributes to dispersing seeds. It thus continues the life cycle of new trees. In the heart of the Congo, the red river hog does not dominate by force or by speed. It is the stirrer of the forest soil, the silent recycler of the damp earth. Under the ancient trees, where everything decomposes to be born again, this pig reminds us that life begins in the persistent movements occurring within the mud. Along the western fluvial arms of the Congo Basin, the swamp forests open up like a labyrinth of water, mud and roots. They form a part of the great flooded forest system of the Congo, one of the most important freshwater wetland areas on the planet. Under the dense canopy, raffia palms grow among slow currents. The Congo River meanders around alluvial islands like a silver ribbon in the middle of the deep jungle. In those calm waters, the Sitatunga appears as an antelope created especially for the swamp. Its slender body and water-resistant coat allow it to advance through mud and reeds. It possesses long splayed hooves that allow it not to sink too deep into the soft mud. An adult measures between 75 and 100 centimeters at the shoulder, and males possess spiral horns. The Sitatunga feeds at the edges of the water, where tender grasses and shoots grow densely. When danger approaches, it does not flee toward open spaces. It disappears within the swamp itself, hidden behind the reeds. Its splayed hooves keep it above the mud, where predators can hardly follow. Further in, there exists a creature that leaves footprints larger than all others. The African forest elephant moves almost in silence among the trunks. Its body can weigh between 2 and 5 tons. Smaller than the savanna elephant, it has a more compact body and rounder ears. It possesses straight tusks, oriented downward to move through the closed vegetation. A herd is usually guided by an adult female who remembers the ancient paths. Group members communicate using deep, low-frequency calls. These signals are capable of traveling long distances through the dense jungle. Forest elephants not only feed on the jungle, but also help to create it. By ingesting fruits, they disperse many species of large trees through forest corridors. They are considered the giant gardeners of the Congo. They open spaces for young trees and maintain the vitality of the tropical rainforest. According to 2025 updates, the situation of the forest elephant remains fragile. The species continues to be classified as critically endangered due to habitat loss. In the swamp forests of western Congo, a small but ancestral predator remains motionless. It is the African dwarf crocodile, one of the smallest crocodile species in existence. Its body can reach 1.8 meters in length and weigh up to 45 kilograms. It is protected by thick skin armor and a short snout, perfectly adapted to slow streams. During the day, it usually hides in mud burrows. When night falls, the dwarf crocodile begins to hunt, gliding through the murky water without forming ripples. Crabs, frogs, and small fish become its targets. In the narrow space of the swamp, silence is its most fearsome weapon. A frog jumps from a rotten root, and in an instant the shadow under the mud shoots out. The jaws close with a dry snap, and everything returns to silence. High up, inside the humid canopy, the call of the Congo grey parrot echoes. This bird of about 35 centimeters possesses one of the most sophisticated minds in the jungle. It is famous for its ability to imitate sounds and recognize dangers. The grey parrot feeds on seeds, fruits, and tender shoots. By flying from one tree to another, it transports seeds and contributes to the regeneration of the jungle. Unfortunately, its population continues to decrease due to capture intended for the illegal market. Above the parrots, a much larger hunting shadow patrols the canopy. The crowned eagle moves silently through the treetops of central Congo. Its wide but short wings allow it to maneuver through the dense jungle. It is one of the most fearsome raptors with a wingspan of up to 1.8 meters. A group of small monkeys moves through the canopy, and the eagle has already seen them. In a fraction of a second, it extends its claws and pounces on its prey. The branches shake forcefully, and the sound dies out within the green thickness. These three creatures prove that the Congo is a multi-layered world. Each shadow, each call, and each flap of wings preserves a part of the fragile balance of life. In the slow waters and deeply flooded forests of the Congo Basin, the Nile monitor lizard moves silently between roots and black mud. It is one of the largest lizards in Africa, capable of reaching up to 2.4 meters in length. Its dark scales, flecked with yellow, allow it to blend into the swamp shadows. Its long, flattened tail functions as an oar when it swims underwater. With powerful claws and strong jaws, the Nile monitor is a flexible predator between dry land and water. Its bifid tongue constantly picks up chemical signals from the environment. It doesn't only hunt small fish, frogs, or bird eggs. It can also climb trees, dig burrows, and disappear underwater when it feels threatened. That versatility makes it one of the most effective opportunists. An unguarded nest or a distracted fledgling can be transformed into food in a matter of seconds. In the center of the Congo Basin, the Cuvette Centrale opens up as an immense mass of water devoured by the jungle. It is the largest tropical peatland complex in the world, with an area of about 167,600 square kilometers. In its deep peat layers, it stores around 30 billion tons of carbon. Rivers like the Congo, Lulonga, and Ruki meander through the swamp. Under that peaceful appearance lies the territory of ancient predators. The Nile crocodile can reach up to 5 meters in length and is one of Africa's largest killers. Its heavy body and jaws, filled with conical teeth, allow it to set ambushes from the murky surface. Only its eyes and nostrils emerging among the plants are enough to watch its prey. A water bird descends to the edge of the mud in search of small fish. In a single lunge, the swamp explodes and the fluttering wings disappear among foam and black mud. In the narrower rivers, the African slender-snouted crocodile dominates with a different strategy. With its long, thin snout, it is specially adapted for catching fish in slow waters. This species can measure up to 4 meters. Being more agile within the narrow channels, it doesn't exhibit such imposing force, but it is extremely precise when hunting fish and amphibians. According to the most recent evaluations, the African slender-snouted crocodile remains within the group of critically endangered species. Pressures from hunting and habitat loss are making it increasingly rare. In the Cuvette Centrale, each water level has its own dominator. The Nile monitor patrols the edges while the Nile crocodile occupies the open waters. The slender-snouted crocodile hunts in silence within the dark rivers. Together, they reveal that the Congo swamps are an ancestral world where life and death are separated by a ripple. Each migratory season, birds cross thousands of kilometers in search of safe havens. The black stork crosses the Sahara Desert before stopping in the Congo swamps. These birds walk silently over the mud of the Cuvette Centrale. They use their long, sharp beaks to catch small fish, frogs, and insects. Not far from there, yellow-billed storks also gather near the swampy areas. They explore the murky waters in search of prey to continue their journey of survival. But under that calm appearance, another killer waits. Among the humid leaf litter of the Congo jungle, the gaboon viper almost disappears from the world. Its scales mix brown tones and complex geometric patterns, identical to dead leaves. Its wide triangular head remains motionless under the tree shadow. It doesn't need to move to hunt, it only needs to hide. The gaboon viper is one of Africa's most fearsome ambush snakes. Its heavy, thick body is not made for long chases. It remains motionless for hours, being almost impossible to distinguish among the fallen leaves. A small rodent can pass right by it without knowing that death is right by its side. Immediately, the viper launches an attack as fast as lightning. Its fangs of about 5 centimeters sink deep into the victim and inject a potent dose of venom. There is no chase, only a precise strike in the silence. After the attack, the viper follows the trail with its forked tongue and swallows its prey whole. It helps control the populations of rodents and forest floor creatures. In the heart of the Congo, danger doesn't always come with a roar. Sometimes it remains motionless just under the layer of dry leaves, waiting in perfect stillness. The gaboon viper proves that the most fearsome hunter is the one who knows how to hide for the longest time. In the northeast of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Garamba National Park extends over about 5,133 square kilometers. Savannas, open forests, flooded grasslands, and rivers form one of Africa's oldest wild landscapes. Streams like the Dungu River cross this land like living veins, feeding elephants, hippos, and antelopes. Garamba is a front line of conservation. Every footprint of a large animal is protected with the vigilance of park rangers. Tracking technology and constant human effort are fundamental. Among the tall grass and scattered groups of trees, the Kordofan giraffe appears as a fragile silhouette. This subspecies is smaller than many of its relatives. It can reach up to 4.7 meters in height and possesses a light yellowish-brown coat. It features small, irregular dark spots all over its body. On its head are the ossicones, those bony horns covered in skin. They serve as an identification feature and as a weapon in clashes between males. In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the Kordofan giraffe is only concentrated in Garamba. In 2025, it is estimated that only about 106 individuals remain. Therefore, each specimen becomes invaluable. When a female guides her calf through the meadow at dawn, it is proof that conservation still has a chance. The population in Garamba shows signs of recovery thanks to anti-poaching patrols. Monitoring with camera traps and cooperation with local communities are keys. Garamba also holds a much more painful memory: the northern white rhinoceros. There was a time when this subspecies grazed on the park's wide plains. A white rhino can weigh up to 2,700 kilograms and measure 1.8 meters at the shoulder. It possesses a wide lip adapted for feeding on short grasses. Its two prominent horns can exceed a meter in length. Precisely that horn made it a target for poaching. Today, the northern white rhino is extinct in the wild. Only two females remain on Earth, Najin and Fatu. Neither of the two can reproduce naturally. Since no male remains alive, this subspecies is in a situation of functional extinction. The last hope lies in embryos created from Fatu's eggs and frozen sperm. These embryos are transferred to southern white rhinos as surrogate mothers. In 2023, 16 southern white rhinos were moved from South Africa back to Garamba. But the presence of the northern white rhino remains only in laboratories. The Kordofan giraffe still stretches its neck among the low treetops. The history of the northern white rhino reminds us that a species can disappear very fast. The Congo is one of the planet's most important climate defense lines. Its tropical forest is the second largest in the world after the Amazon. The Democratic Republic of the Congo had around 160 million hectares of natural forest in 2020. Under that green cover, peatlands store 30 billion tons of carbon. But that green heart is warming up. Climate change alters the rhythm of the rains and prolongs dry periods. Forest areas that were once always humid are now more vulnerable to fire. When water recedes from the swamps, fish get trapped in shallow pools. forest elephants must walk further to find food. Bonobos and chimpanzees are pushed into increasingly isolated jungle fragments. Rivers show signs of instability. Part of the ancient carbon from the black waters is escaping into the atmosphere as CO2. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is the center of the global race for cobalt. This metal is essential for electric vehicle batteries and modern technology. In 2024, the DRC accounted for around 72% of the world's cobalt supply. Behind that resource are deep wounds such as open-pit mines and water pollution. When roads are opened in the jungle, wildlife hunting can penetrate more easily. For endemic species, every hectare of forest lost will never return. The African grey parrot remains threatened by capture and illegal trade. Many forest birds depend on habitat corridors wide enough to maintain their populations. Protected areas and teams of park rangers are becoming a new line of defense. Habitat restoration is a hope for wildlife. Controlled ecotourism and agriculture with less deforestation help local communities. People can live near the forest without sacrificing their future. If the Congo is the green heart of Africa, each species living in it is a heartbeat. The shoebill remains motionless while the bonobo moves between branches. The forest elephant sows seeds with its heavy steps. Protecting the Congo means protecting an enormous carbon storehouse and an evolutionary legacy. It is one of the last ecosystems capable of reminding human beings that nature can heal itself. Conservation is the key to the future. Before humanity had fully explored the tropical forests and wildlands, before science came to understand the richness of biodiversity, there already existed a world where life has always had to struggle to survive. From dense, humid jungles and treacherous rocky mountains to the swamps and coastal regions of Vietnam, this is home to creatures constantly adapting, hidden predators, and daily battles for survival. A world of instinct, harsh and ever-changing Vietnam. Welcome to Wild Vietnam, the war for survival in the harshest wilderness of nature. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to motivate us to create more quality content. Don't forget to leave your comments below so we can discuss together. Let's begin. In the heart of Southeast Asia, a deep and impenetrable green world emerges. A dense, tropical jungle shaped by mist-covered mountains and rivers that meander like the living veins of Mother Earth. This is not the vast jungle of Borneo. It is the jungle of Vietnam, a sanctuary of mystery and abundance. Here, every tree and every shadow guards secrets forged over millions of years of evolution. Between the stillness of the mountains and the incessant song of wildlife, nature reveals its purest power. The jungle of Vietnam is not just a place, it is a living universe, a sanctuary where survival, adaptation and beauty intertwine in an endless story. Located in the center of Southeast Asia, Vietnam stretches out as a biological corridor where ecosystems cross and overlap. From the Hong Lien Sun mountain range, standing over 3,000 meters high, to the low wetlands of the Mekong Delta, the difference in terrain, combined with the tropical monsoon climate, creates a rare environmental spectrum. The average annual temperature oscillates between 22 and 27 degrees Celsius, and rainfall in many places exceeds 2,000 millimeters, maintaining high humidity and allowing biomass to grow continuously. Under these conditions, Vietnam has become one of the 16 countries with the highest biodiversity in the world. More than 16,000 plant species have been recorded, of which approximately 10% are endemic. The fauna comprises about 310 species of mammals, more than 840 species of birds, nearly 400 species of reptiles and amphibians, along with more than 2,000 species of freshwater fish. Insects alone may exceed 30,000 species and have not yet been fully studied. In the tropical rainforest, the canopy structure creates overlapping ecosystems. The upper layer absorbs most of the light, forming the realm where primates such as the yellow-cheeked gibbon and the Duke's langur move at heights of more than 30 meters. In the middle layer, where light is reduced to 10 or 20%, the great hornbill, with a wingspan exceeding 1.5 meters, disperses seeds across a wide range. Under the low canopy, where light is less than 5%, high humidity sustains the lives of slow lorises, amphibians, and many insect species adapted to low-light environments. Hidden deep within the forests are the rarest species on the planet. In the tree canopy, among the high and dense branches, lives one of the most characteristic primate species of the region, the red-shanked Duke's langur. Recognized by the striking combination of colors on its body, it possesses an orange face, a white beard, slightly gray arms, and deep, dark red legs. This combination makes it one of the most unique primates in Southeast Asia. Its groups are large, often composed of dozens of individuals. Communication is carried out through looks, sounds and gestures, forming an organized social structure. On the branches, they move through coordinated leaps, demonstrating astonishing agility. Their diet is based on young leaves, fruits and flowers. By consuming these resources, they contribute to seed dispersal and forest regeneration, reinforcing their ecological role. This primate is not only a visual icon of Vietnam, but also an important agent in the functioning of the ecosystem. Although rarely seen by visitors, its presence is fundamental to maintaining the biodiversity that sustains many other species. Beneath the forest canopy, in areas of open forests and savannas, an animal of completely different dimensions appears: the buntung. This wild bovine can weigh up to 800 kilograms and stand about 1.65 meters at the shoulder. Its coat varies from reddish-brown to black, with light-colored legs and a pair of curved horns reminiscent of natural crowns. Bunting live in smaller groups and spend most of their time moving, feeding on various types of grasses and low vegetation. Their role in the environment is crucial. By grazing, they open up spaces that allow for the regeneration of young trees and encourage the growth of new species. This behavior directly influences the balance of the landscape and feeds other animals that depend on the constant renewal of vegetation. Although it is currently very difficult to find them in the wild, their presence has been recorded in national parks such as Yok Don and Cat Tien, as well as areas near the borders with Cambodia and Laos. Seeing a bunting is a rarity, but it represents an encounter with one of the last great wild herbivores of Vietnam. Thus, from the heights of the trees with the agile langur to the plains where giants move in silence, life in Vietnam reveals itself in different strata. All are connected by the essential role that each species plays in the environment. In the humid plains and tropical jungles of Vietnam, a silent giant moves along shaded paths: the Asian elephant. With a height of up to 3 meters at the shoulder and a weight that can exceed 4 tons, it is the largest land mammal on the continent. Its thick grey skin, marked by deep wrinkles, combines strength with endurance, adapting to long walks in search of food and water. Endowed with great intelligence and memory, they organize into groups led by experienced females who guide the herd along traditional migratory routes. Their diet is very broad: leaves, fruits, tree bark, and grass. An elephant can consume hundreds of kilograms of plant matter every day. By knocking down trees, opening clearings, and dispersing seeds through its dung, the elephant reshapes the habitat. This creates space for forest regeneration and directly influences ecological dynamics. Despite their majestic size, seeing them in the wild has become a rarity. Today, small isolated populations still survive in protected areas such as the Yokdon and Pumat National Parks. However, illegal hunting and habitat loss remain constant threats. The mouse deer, considered the smallest ungulate on the planet, weighs only a few kilograms and possesses extremely thin legs. This animal looks like an incredible mix between a deer and a rodent. The mouse deer is very discreet and solitary. It usually moves almost invisibly among dry leaves and low shrubs. Its diet includes leaves, fallen fruits, and tender shoots, which it collects quickly before disappearing back into the dense vegetation. That agility is its primary defense against predators. For decades, it was believed to be extinct until it was rediscovered in the forested and mountainous regions of Vietnam. This finding proved that the environment still preserves little-known species. Its presence, though very subtle, plays an important role in the renewal of the ecosystem by consuming and dispersing different types of plant foods. In this way, between the giants that roam the plains and jungles and the small ungulate hidden under the bushes, Vietnam reveals the complexity of its fauna. Large and small species occupy ecological niches that complement each other in the same natural setting. Deep in the mountainous forests of Vietnam, a small bird attracts the attention of only the most patient observers, the orange-breasted trogon. Despite its vibrant colors, it remains almost invisible by staying motionless between the light and shadow of the jungle. The male exhibits a bright orange belly, a long tail, and a dorsal part with olive green and earth brown tones. Meanwhile, the female has a more discreet plumage with brown and beige tones, which facilitates its camouflage during the incubation process. This contrast between the sexes is a direct result of beneficial adaptations for both reproduction and survival. Its diet consists mainly of various types of insects caught in flight or taken with precision from leaves and branches. This technique requires speed and coordination, making the trogon an efficient hunter of small invertebrates. They are usually found in pairs or small family groups that communicate through soft songs to maintain social bonds. While this bird acts discreetly in the forest in a very different environment, though still within the territory of Vietnam, one of the largest reptiles in Southeast Asia glides, the reticulated python. This python can exceed 6 meters in length, and there are exceptional records of individuals that have reached more than 10 meters, making it one of the largest snakes in the world. Its skin is marked by geometric patterns in yellow, brown, and black tones, an effective camouflage among dry leaves, logs, and water reflections. Despite its imposing appearance, the reticulated python does not possess venom. Its hunting method is based on strength. It coils its body around the prey and overpowers it through constriction, feeding on birds, reptiles, and medium-sized mammals. There are records of this type of snake capturing large animals such as wild boars and deer. This species is also an excellent swimmer. It has the ability to cross wide rivers and even reach islands, which explains its wide geographical distribution. Although it is more active at night, it is not uncommon to find it during the day, especially in areas near water. Thus, from a small bird that hunts insects in silence to a giant snake capable of taking down large mammals, Vietnam demonstrates how its habitats house completely different forms of life, but all equally adapted to the environment in which they live. When we leave behind the humid riverbanks and swampy areas where the python reigns silently, the landscape transforms. The flooded plains give way to dense jungles located between mountain ranges. It is precisely in this more enclosed territory, covered in shadows and stillness, where another icon of Vietnam's wildlife appears, the great hornbill. With a length of almost 1 meter and a powerful wingspan that cuts through the forest air, this bird immediately impresses with a large yellow casque located above its curved beak. This casque does not only have a decorative function, it acts as a resonance chamber, amplifying the sound of its calls. In this way, the hornbill can mark territory and communicate over great distances in the closed jungle. It feeds mainly on various types of fruits that it swallows whole, and then disperses through the forest, contributing to the regeneration of large tree species. This ecological function makes the hornbill one of the main agents of seed dispersal in primary forests. Additionally, it complements its diet with small animals such as reptiles and insects, revealing a flexibility that allows it to survive in a changing environment. In the reproduction process, the behavior of this species is surprising. The female takes refuge in the hollows of ancient trees, where she is sealed in with mud and droppings, leaving only a small hole. The male is responsible for bringing food to the whole family, a task that can last weeks until the chicks are ready to come out. This strategy helps protect against predators, but requires great dedication from the pair. The morning mist spreads across the limestone slopes of Hajiang and Tuyen Quang, where the remaining primary forests cling to the vertical cliffs of the Cao Reserve and the Nahang Mountain region. At an altitude of between 200 and over 1,200 meters, the air is always humid and cold. Light is trapped in the dense canopy, leaving only thin rays of light to filter down to the forest floor. The overlapping karst mountain ranges, divided by deep valleys and rivers, create an almost isolated world. a natural fortress where life exists under its own rules. In the high canopy, a slight movement makes the moss-covered branches vibrate. It is the Tonkin snub-nosed monkey. This is one of the rarest primates on the planet, with a total of only about 200 to 250 individuals remaining in the wild, concentrated mainly in these isolated limestone forests. Without noise, without ostentation, they exist as silent shadows in the heights, leaving almost no trace. Its body measures between 50 and 65 centimeters long, with a tail of almost equivalent length that helps maintain balance when moving between branches located dozens of meters from the ground. Its thick ash-grey fur maintains warmth in a climate colder than most of the tropical jungle of Vietnam. Its pale blue, hairless face stands out for its characteristic snub nose, an adaptation that helps limit the direct entry of rainwater into the nose when moving under the year-round humid canopy. Inside, a multi-chambered digestive system allows them to efficiently process leaves rich in cellulose. In the limestone mountain forest ecosystem of northern Vietnam, the snub-nosed monkey acts as a silent gardener. By eating young leaves and tree shoots, they control vegetation growth on the steep slopes, where soil is thin and growth conditions are severe. Moving between fragmented forest patches helps disperse seeds, contributing to maintaining forest regeneration in an environment that is already naturally fragmented. In places like Nha Hang or Khao Kha, where each forest patch is like a biological island, this role becomes especially important. Among the mist-covered limestone mountains of Hajiang, where terrain and climate create an almost secluded world, the snub-nosed monkey exists not through strength or numbers, but through discretion and subtle adaptation. They do not need to dominate their environment. They only need to understand it, merge with it, and disappear at the right moment. Morning dew still lingers on the canopy of the ancient forests of the Truong Son mountain range, stretching across Ca Tien, Bi Dup, Nui Ba, and the primary forests of central and western highlands. At that altitude, the yellow-cheeked gibbon appears, almost never touching the ground. Its entire life takes place in the tree canopy, where safety resides in the height and continuity of the forest. Each song is not just communication, but a way to establish its territory. Their bodies are slender, with a body length of about 45 to 65 centimeters, but their arm span can exceed 1.5 meters. They do not have a tail. Instead, they possess unusually long arms, adapted for a type of brachiation movement through the branches at speeds that can reach 50 to 60 kilometers per hour in consecutive swings. The male has black fur with light yellow patches on the cheeks, while the female is pale yellow with a dark top of the head, creating a clear social distinction. A pair of gibbons moves synchronously in the canopy. They live in small and closely linked family units. An individual stops, raises its head, and emits its song. The sound can travel more than 2 kilometers, finding a response from other groups. These dialogues create a sound map that helps groups maintain boundaries without the need for conflict. Afterward, they continue their movement looking for fruits, especially wild figs, complementing them with tender leaves and insects when necessary. In the tropical forest ecosystem, the yellow-cheeked gibbon is a very effective seed dispersal agent. The continuous movement in the high canopy helps seeds disperse over a wide range, maintaining forest regeneration. Its presence is also a clear signal that a forest is intact enough to support life entirely in the heights. When the sun rises, the songs gradually calm down. The canopy becomes quiet again, but the movements continue, hidden in the thick layer of leaves. In the world of the yellow-cheeked gibbon, life does not occur on the ground, but in the air, where every swing of the arms is a step forward, and every sound that resonates is the affirmation that this forest still exists, according to its own natural rhythm. While the hornbill flies over the forests, in the plains and hills of Vietnam lives one of the largest wild bovines on the planet, the gaur. This animal can reach a height of 2 meters at the shoulder and weigh more than a ton, far exceeding the size of the banteng. Its majestic appearance is marked by a massive, dark body, light-colored legs, and a pair of curved horns that can exceed 1 meter in length. Its diet is based on grasses, leaves, and young shoots, which helps shape the vegetation and open space for the regeneration of new trees. This process benefits countless species, from small insects to large herbivores that take advantage of the renewed vegetation. Despite its size, the gaur is not an aggressive animal unless it feels threatened. They live in groups ranging from a few females with their young to larger herds that can include dozens of individuals. Adult males, which are usually solitary, can join these groups at specific times, especially during the mating season. While the hornbill keeps the forests alive through seed dispersal, the gaur plays a fundamental role in the balance of open space areas, regulating vegetation growth. These two very different animals together show how the functioning of Vietnam's ecosystems depends both on the winged inhabitants of the canopy and the giants that walk the forest floor. In the forests of Vietnam, a small acrobat moves among the branches of the trees with speed and precision, the Asian red squirrel. With a body that ranges between 16 and 28 centimeters and a tail of almost equivalent size, it uses balance as its greatest weapon. Its long and silent leaps allow it to explore the canopy in search of food and escape from predators. Its diet is very broad. forest fruits, seeds, tender leaves, insects, and even bird eggs. By burying or forgetting seeds in different points of the forest, it actively participates in the natural regeneration of vegetation. This ecological function, though simple, is fundamental to maintaining the plant diversity that feeds other species. The fur of this squirrel presents notable variations according to the region. It can be grey, brown, dark, or black, but in many areas of Southeast Asia, it appears in reddish tones, a characteristic that gives it its name. In addition to dense forests, it adapts well to secondary areas, plantations, and even the surroundings of villages, demonstrating the flexibility of this species. While the squirrel acts discreetly high in the trees, in more open and sunny areas, one of the most impressive visual spectacles in Southeast Asia takes the stage: the Asian green peafowl. With its majestic bearing and radiant plumage in metallic green, deep blue, and gold tones, this peacock is considered one of the most emblematic birds of the region. Males carry an ornamental fan formed by feathers that can exceed 2 meters in length. This structure is used in courtship displays to attract females and intimidate rivals. In Vietnam, its current distribution is limited to dry forests and shrub savannas, mainly in the Truong Son mountain range and protected areas near the borders. Despite its brilliance, it can effectively camouflage itself by folding its tail and staying motionless among the vegetation. This bird plays an important role in the ecosystem by consuming seeds, fruits, and insects, helping in plant dispersal and the control of small invertebrate populations. However, the Asian green peafowl faces serious threats and is classified as endangered by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Habitat destruction, poaching, and the illegal trade in feathers have contributed to reducing their populations to small fragmented groups. Culturally, the peacock has always had strong symbolism. It represents prosperity, beauty, and royalty, and has been portrayed in temples and traditional art. To witness a male unfolding his tail in a splendid fan is to admire a spectacle where aesthetics and biology meet in perfect harmony. After showing its radiant colouring in the forest clearings, the Asian green peafowl slowly retreats into the dense vegetation. In the forests of Cat Tien National Park, not far from there, another protagonist appears. The sambar deer dominates the open areas, revealing all its majesty. This animal can reach a height of 1.60 meters at the shoulder and weigh nearly 300 kilograms. With a dark and thick coat, it adapts well to various environments, including humid jungles and areas of drier vegetation. The diet of the sambar deer is varied and fulfills an essential function in the balance of the forest. By feeding on leaves, shoots, bark, and fruits, it participates in the natural cycle of seed dispersal, contributing to the regeneration of vegetation. Each of its movements, simple as they may seem, helps shape the environment and maintain the diversity of the jungle. Males exhibit large antlers that can exceed a meter in length. They use these structures in territorial disputes and during the reproductive stage when they compete for the right to court several females. Despite its imposing bearing, the social behavior of the sambar deer is surprisingly flexible. It can be found solitary in quiet pairs or grouped in larger bands, depending on the season of the year and the abundance of available resources. This adaptation ensures its survival in an environment as dynamic as the jungle of Vietnam. Dawn gradually opens on Vietnam's waters. The first light spreads over the surface and then breaks into silver bands that vibrate with each wave. Along a coastline of about 3,600 kilometers, the ocean opens a space of more than 1 million square kilometers, where life is present at all levels of the water. Life extends from the light-filled surface to the deep bottom, where almost no color remains. In the coral reefs off the Hoang Sa and Truong Sa Islands, a clownfish moves slowly between the tentacles of an anemone. The layer of mucus on its skin makes it immune to toxins. Nearby, the butterfly fish, with its flattened body and contrasting colors, meanders among the coral branches, with its long snout specialized for catching every small polyp. A pair of angelfish glides with thick bodies and long fins that allow them to turn with precision in tight spaces. In the darkest crevices of the rocks, the grouper lies motionless, with its large body and wide mouth ready to create strong suction and swallow its prey in an instant. In the upper water level, a school of barracudas moves in formation, with elongated bodies and jaws of sharp teeth that reflect light. Beyond, the tuna swims continuously, with powerful muscles that maintain a high speed of dozens of kilometers per hour, without rest to ensure the flow of oxygen through the gills. A group of dolphins emerges to the surface, breathes quickly, and dives again, coordinating hunting through echolocation. In deeper waters, the squid moves by jet propulsion, with a body that can emit a dim light thanks to bioluminescent organs, a signal in a low-light environment. On the sandy bottom, the sea cucumber crawls slowly. The tentacles around its mouth continuously collect sediments, filtering organic matter and expelling cleaner sand. An individual can process dozens of kilograms of sediments each year, contributing to maintaining the permeability of the seabed. Next to it, the sea urchin clings firmly to the rocks with hundreds of sharp spines pointing outward. Below is its jaw structure, composed of 5 hard teeth that continuously scrape the layer of algae growing on the coral. A starfish moves with hundreds of tube feet, with the ability to regenerate lost arms, an advantage in an environment with many predators. In coastal seagrass meadows, the seahorse coils its tail around a grass stem, with its body upright and a layer of exoskeleton providing total camouflage. Nearby, a dugong specimen weighing between 300 and 400 kilograms grazes slowly on the bottom, consuming dozens of kilograms of plants each day. A green turtle glides with its hydrodynamic shell helping to reduce drag. Its large lungs allow it to dive deeply for long periods before coming to the surface to breathe. In the rock crevices, the octopus continuously changes color and skin texture in just a few seconds. Its 8 tentacles carry hundreds of suckers with chemical and tactile sensing abilities. Nearby, the cuttlefish adjusts its color with each heartbeat, simultaneously changing the shape of its body to communicate or camouflage. An eagle ray glides near the bottom, with its fins wide like wings, using weak electrical signals to detect prey hidden under the layer of sand. Each species carries its own body structure and its own survival strategy. The speed of the tuna, the suction of the grouper, the spine layer of the sea urchin, the regeneration capacity of the starfish, the intelligence and camouflage of the octopus, the slowness but efficiency of the sea cucumber, all coexist in the same space, distributed according to depth, light, food sources, and predator pressure. In Vietnam's waters, diversity does not reside in an individual species, but in the density of life. Hundreds of species in a coral reef, thousands of species in the entire ecosystem. A world where each square meter can contain more forms of life than any terrestrial ecosystem. As light continues to penetrate deep into the water, new layers of organisms appear. Little-known species continue to exist, adapting and evolving, keeping the ocean always in motion under rules deeper and more persistent than any movement on the surface. Beneath the blue and calm waters of Vietnam's coastline, where the light is only dim when touching the sandy bottom at a depth of several dozen meters, the seabed stretches out like a layer of living sediment. Fine sand, organic mud, and biological fragments accumulated over time form a base that seems static, but is actually always moving at a microscopic level. In that space, long, soft, and almost motionless bodies lie scattered, merging completely with the surrounding environment. It is the sea cucumber, a diverse group of echinoderms with dozens of species recorded in Vietnam's waters. In areas such as Nha Trang, Phu Quoc, or the Truong Sa archipelago, familiar species can be found such as the sand sea cucumber, Holothuria scabra, with its light grey body and rough surface, the black sea cucumber, Holothuria atra, with a dark colour that almost merges with the rocky bottom, or larger species like the white sea cucumber and the prickly sea cucumber, Thelonota spp, with sizes that can exceed 40 centimetres. Each species carries a different shape and colour, but all share the same lifestyle closely linked to the seabed. The body of the sea cucumber is soft, cylindrical, without bones or a hard shell. Its thick skin contains calcium microstructures that increase its resistance, sometimes covered with spines or bumps that help with camouflage and limit attacks. They move very slowly, using small tube feet located on the ventral side, almost dragging themselves over the sandy bottom without leaving clear traces. At the front, a ring of tentacles unfolds around the mouth, which can be 10 to 30 tentacles, depending on the species. These tentacles continuously collect sand and mud, carrying them into the body with a constant rhythm. The sea cucumber does not eat sand. Within its long digestive system, they separate organic matter, bacteria, microalgae, and decaying fragments. The rest is expelled in the form of cleaner, finer, and more oxygen-rich sand. This process occurs continuously, almost without rest. An adult individual can process dozens of kilograms of sediments each year. In areas with high density, hundreds of individuals act together, turning the seabed into a large-scale natural biological filtering system. Thanks to this, the sediment layer is stirred, nutrients are recycled, and the bottom environment maintains a stable state. This seemingly simple body contains remarkable adaptation mechanisms. The sea cucumber breathes through respiratory trees, where water is sucked in and gas exchange takes place. Some species can absorb oxygen directly through the skin. When the environment lacks oxygen or is disturbed, they can reduce their activity to a minimum, existing in an almost motionless state for long periods. When feeling threatened, many species use a special defense strategy. They expel their sticky internal organs, which sometimes contain toxins, to confuse or hinder the predator. This part of the body later regenerates in a few weeks or months. A form of self-defense that is not based on speed or strength, but on recovery capacity. In the marine ecosystem, the sea cucumber is not at the top level of the food chain, but plays a fundamental role. By processing sediments, they prevent organic matter accumulation, maintain oxygen levels on the seabed, and create conditions for other organisms to develop. If they were missing, the seabed would gradually become oxygen poor, directly affecting the entire upper ecosystem. At the surface, the ocean is a place of fast movements and pursuits, but below, in the bottom layer that receives little attention, stability depends on slow beings like the sea cucumber. Without standing out, without noise. But in that stillness, they process every grain of sand, every biological fragment, maintaining the foundations of the ocean persistently and continuously. Under the dark blue waters of Vietnam, where the coral reefs off the coasts of Nha Trang and Phu Quoc form a complex labyrinth of rocks, crevices, and fine sand, sunlight gradually weakens with each meter of depth. At a depth of between 10 and 30 meters, colors are absorbed and the space turns into ranges of silent bluish gray. In that almost static environment, the boundary between the organism and the terrain becomes blurred, and it is precisely in that ambiguity where one of the most sophisticated predators of the ocean lives. The body of the octopus has no bones, allowing it to deform almost without limits. An adult individual can measure from 30 centimeters to more than 1 meter, yet it can still pass through narrow crevices of only a few centimeters, as long as its central hard beak can cross. The nervous system of the octopus reaches about 500 million neurons, equivalent to many small mammals. Remarkably, most of these neurons are not concentrated in the central brain, but are distributed in the tentacles, allowing each arm to process information and react almost independently. This creates a type of distributed intelligence where many actions occur simultaneously without the need for direct control from the center. Its skin is an extremely sophisticated biological camouflage system. Millions of pigment cells can change color in an instant, while muscles under the skin adjust the surface texture from smooth to rough. In fractions of a second, the body can recreate the color, pattern, and roughness of the surrounding environment, making it disappear almost completely from view. In the middle of the coral bottom, a small crab moves slowly through the sand layer. There are no clear signs of danger, but the distance between the predator and the prey is reduced little by little. The body of the octopus flattens, the color merges with the rocky bottom, and the tentacles extend almost without causing significant movement in the water. The moment of the attack occurs almost instantaneously. The tentacles unfold in unison, covering the prey from multiple directions. The suckers tighten, immobilizing the struggling body. The prey is dragged toward the center, where the hard beak pierces the chitin shell and injects a toxin that paralyzes the nervous system. The entire process lasts only a few seconds, so fast that the surrounding environment is barely disturbed. Upon becoming the target of larger predators like groupers or small sharks, the strategy changes immediately. A cloud of black ink is expelled, creating a temporary curtain, while the body simultaneously changes color and moves in the opposite direction through water jet propulsion. In extreme situations, a part of the tentacle can be abandoned to distract, later regenerating over time. In the coral reef ecosystem, the octopus plays the role of regulator of crustacean and small fish populations, while serving as a food source for larger predators. This intermediate position helps maintain the stability of many biological strata. When the number of octopuses decreases, that balance can break quickly. As light gradually disappears under the deep waters, its body again merges with the rocky bottom, becoming an indistinguishable part of the environment. In a world where many species survive by strength or speed, the octopus survives by intelligence, flexibility, and the ability to disappear. A distributed brain, a body without shape limits, and an almost perfect camouflage system have made it one of the most sophisticated predators of the ocean. Light softens over a long sandy beach in central Vietnam. Sea waves beat rhythmically. Each layer of water rises and then withdraws, leaving prolonged traces of moisture on the fine sand. The wind brings a salty taste, brushing the rows of casuarinas behind the coast. On the border between water and land, a slow movement gradually appears. From the water layer, a large, heavy but stable body emerges, as if bringing with it the heartbeat of the ocean. It is the green sea turtle, one of the oldest marine reptiles still in existence. It is widely distributed throughout tropical and subtropical marine regions, including Vietnam's waters. An adult individual can measure more than a meter long and weigh between 150 and 200 kilograms. Its smooth and oval shell with closely arranged horny plates helps reduce drag in the water. The color is usually olive brown or dark green, merging with the marine environment. The name, green turtle, does not come from the color of the shell, but from the green color of the fat layer under the skin, formed by a diet rich in seagrasses and algae. This is one of the very few marine reptiles that tend to be herbivores upon reaching maturity, a rare characteristic in the animal world. Its body is optimized for long journeys. The two forelimbs have developed as powerful oars, allowing it to swim continuously for distances of thousands of kilometers. An individual can migrate through many different marine regions throughout its life. Its large lungs help store oxygen for prolonged dives, and it can remain underwater for hours. Its positioning capability based on the Earth's magnetic field allows it to identify direction even when there are no clear reference points. When the breeding season arrives, the female returns to the beach where she was born, after 20 or 30 years of reaching maturity. This journey can last thousands of kilometers, but the precision is almost absolute. There are no clear visual signs or smells to guide her, only a type of biological memory formed from the first days of life. On land, the body adapted to the aquatic environment becomes heavy. She crawls slowly, each step dragging the full weight of her body. Upon choosing a suitable location above the tide level, she begins to dig the nest with her two hind limbs. The sand is pushed rhythmically, creating a hole about 40 to 60 centimeters deep. The spawning process occurs in silence. Between 80 and more than 100 soft-shelled round eggs fall into the bottom of the nest each time. There is no subsequent care. When the sand layer is covered again, the beach returns to its initial state, leaving no clear signs. Under the sand layer, life develops in stable temperature conditions. After about 45 to 70 days, the small turtles begin to hatch. They head simultaneously toward the strongest light on the marine horizon. The journey from the nest to the water is only a few dozen meters long, but it is the most dangerous stage. Seabirds, crabs, and predatory fish lie in wait. The survival rate is extremely low, potentially only 1 in 1,000 individuals that reach adulthood. Throughout its life cycle, the green turtle completely changes its diet. When small, they eat tiny organisms such as zooplankton and crustaceans. Upon maturing, they switch to eating seagrasses and algae. This grazing behavior plays an important role in the ecosystem, helping to maintain the healthy development of seagrass meadows. It prevents biomass accumulation and creates conditions for many other species to live. The life cycle of the green turtle spans many decades. Each individual carries the memory of a specific starting point, a beach, a coastline that almost does not change with time. Upon returning, she does not seek a place to live, but fulfills a mission to maintain the continuity of the species. When the process ends, the turtle slowly returns to the ocean. Traces in the sand are quickly erased by the waves, but that journey does not disappear. It continues repeating generation after generation, like a persistent cycle that links the sea with the mainland, the past with the future of the ocean. The water is still as a mirror in the shallow marine zone around Phu Quoc, where light penetrates directly to the bottom, revealing dark green seagrass meadows that stretch out like submerged fields. The current is slow, warm, and clear, a space that seems to be of absolute peace, but behind that tranquility is a long story about the fragility of a special species. From a distance, a large silhouette appears. The dugong glides over the bottom with a smooth and rhythmic movement, almost without creating disturbances. With a body measuring between 2.5 and 3 meters and weighing up to 400 kilograms, The dugong possesses thick grey skin and a downward curved snout, perfectly designed for a single task: grazing on seagrass. A creature defined by slowness and stability. No tusks, no claws, no explosive speed. But it is precisely that gentleness that makes them an easy target. In many parts of the world, the dugong was a victim of excessive hunting. They do not flee quickly or react violently upon feeling threatened. When an individual is injured, others usually return close by, moving around that area. It is a natural expression of social bonding, but in an environment shaped by human presence, this behavior becomes a fatal weakness. It is enough to retain one individual so that the others do not move away immediately. That makes it easy for the whole group to be detected. Over time, hunting pressure caused the number of dugongs to drop drastically in many areas. Their reproductive cycle is too slow to recover. Only one calf at a time, a gestation period that lasts more than a year, and many years pass before they give birth again. A population is lost very quickly, but needs dozens of years to recover, if it still has a chance. However, in Vietnam's waters, especially around Phu Quoc, the dugong is still present. Not because they have changed their nature, but because the environment surrounding them has changed in another direction. The seagrass meadows are still extensive enough to maintain the food source. Hunting pressure is gradually decreasing. And most importantly, the Vietnamese people treat them gently and respectfully. They do not hunt the dugong, but allow it to continue existing in its own familiar waters. For many coastal communities, the dugong is not seen as a resource. They are perceived as gentle beings, slow and close to humans. Some fishermen consider them friends of the sea. Their appearance is a sign that the waters are still clean and the ecosystem is still healthy. Upon finding them, they do not chase them away or hunt them, but maintain distance so they continue their journey in silence. An individual lowers its head to the bottom and pulls up a bunch of seagrass, leaving long trails in the sand behind it. This behavior does not destroy the ecosystem. On the contrary, it helps the seagrass regenerate, keeping the meadow always in a healthy state. Areas where there are dugongs are usually places where the ecosystem is still stable. It emerges to the surface, takes a brief breath, and dives again. A quiet persistence of life, repeated thousands of times over the course of its existence. In the ocean, where many species survive by strength or speed, the dugong survives by tranquility. That tranquility once made them almost disappear in many places. But in some marine zones of Vietnam, they still find the space to continue living. not because they are stronger, but because this time humans have chosen to live alongside them, as friends who share the same ocean. Morning light spreads gently over the rice terraces of Muchangchai, reflecting the sky in layers of colors arranged on the mountain slope levels. In Hajiang, smoke from kitchens rises from the villages nestled between the rocks. In the lowlands, the Red River and the Mekong River flow slowly through the villages, bringing sediments that nourish the fields. From the mountain to the plain, nature is not separate, but woven into every rhythm of life, becoming the foundation of human existence. In that space, the human being is not a conqueror, but a part of the ecosystem. The rice terraces in Sapa or Huangsufi are the result of hundreds of years of adaptation to the steep terrain.
En el oeste, la vida cambia según la temporada de aguas. No se lucha contra la naturaleza, sino que se ajusta a ella.
Bamboo, wood, and palm leaves become homes. The forest provides resources while being preserved through community conventions such as sacred forests, a form of conservation that existed long before modern science. That link also defines the way people treat each other. In the highland villages or in the small streets, hospitality is not a ritual but a natural reflex. A smile, a cup of tea, an invitation to enter a home creates a sense of safety and trust. It is that foundation that makes Vietnam one of the most stable and safe countries, where the pace of life is maintained by the connection between people and the community. Parallel to that peace, there is another world where wild nature and the modern pace of life coexist. In a single trip, it is possible to go from the primary jungle of Truong Son, where the song of the gibbons resonates in the canopy, to crowded cities like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City. By day, it is a journey through the jungle, exploring caves like Son Doong. By night, it becomes a world of markets and food stalls, where gastronomy reflects the bounty of the land and water. From pho and bamboo tube rice, com lam, to street food, each flavor is linked to the terrain and the climate. In this context, conservation is no longer a separate concept, but becomes part of life itself. In the heart of the city, the Saigon Botanical Garden and Zoo preserves green spaces and animal species such as the Indo-Chinese tiger, the Asian elephant, or primates. Not only for display, but to maintain the genetic pool and natural behaviors. Beyond, in Cuc Phuong, specimens of Duc langur, Delacour's langur, and slow lorises are rescued and rehabilitated after being victims of illegal trafficking. Rare species of turtles, such as the yellow-margined box turtle or the big-headed turtle, are cared for and reproduced, saving declining populations step by step. In Cat Tien, conservation occurs on a larger scale, where the entire ecosystem is maintained. Gores move through the grasslands. The sambar deer is active at dusk, and the Indo-Chinese silvered langur hides in the canopy. Camera trap systems record the existence of rare species, providing data for long-term protection. Here, conserving is not about guarding each individual, but about keeping the environment intact so that life functions by itself. However, pressures persist. wildlife trafficking and habitat loss continue to threaten many species such as pangolins, primates, and freshwater turtles. When a species disappears, it is not just the loss of an individual, but a part of the function in the ecosystem is broken. That is why reserves, rescue centres, and even urban spaces form a connection network. There, science, technology, and indigenous experience are used together to maintain the balance. The human being is no longer outside nature, but Vietnam is a territory where life beats in all directions. In the highest strata of the canopy, primates leap between branches. On the forest floor, majestic herbivores open paths, and in the air, radiant birds display their colors, while giant snakes glide in silence. Every organism, no matter how small or large, plays an essential role in the machinery that keeps this ecosystem in balance. These animals are not just biological curiosities. They are the pillars of a complex system that nourishes rivers, jungles, and even human survival. The distant call of a langur, the heavy flight of a hornbill, or the agile movement of a red squirrel are not mere sounds of the jungle. They represent the natural identity of Vietnam. But this system is not immune to the pressures of the times. In many coastal areas, plastic waste floats adrift, getting caught in mangroves, entangling in coral reefs, and infiltrating even into deep water strata. Seagrass meadows are shrinking, forests are being fragmented, and the ocean gradually carries the traces of human activity. These changes are not always loud, but they accumulate over time, affecting every link in the chain of life. However, the story does not end there. Throughout Vietnam, restoration efforts are taking shape. Mangrove reforestation projects are unfolding along the coasts, helping to retain soil, filter water, and recreate habitats for countless species of organisms. Coral reef conservation, seagrass restoration, and ocean cleanup programs are carried out, from small community campaigns to large-scale projects. Local populations, scientists, and conservation organizations unite in a common goal, not only to conserve what remains, but to recover, step by step, what has been lost. This change does not happen immediately. It is slow, like the way nature recovers itself. But every forest that is replanted, every beach that is cleaned, every species that is protected is a step forward in reconstructing the balance. Protecting this heritage is not just about guarding the past, but defining the future, so that one day the call of the langur continues to resonate in the jungle. The coral reefs continue to be full of color under the sea, and the rivers continue to flow through healthy ecosystems. Every song, every leap, every wing beat is not just an expression of life, but also proof that when the human being chooses to act correctly, nature can still be reborn and continue telling its story through time.